Welcome once again inside the Scouting Report. I'm Mariners broadcaster Aaron Goldsmith. Very excited today to be talking with Mariners second-round draft pick out of Texas A&M, Zach DeLoach. Zach, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Aaron. Thanks for having me on.
All right, so first of all, before we talk about draft day, your life in baseball, everything else, I got to know, you are either like in a janitor's closet, in a baseball shed, you got people outside going crazy. What's going on? Where are you and what are you doing?
So right now I'm actually in a kind of a makeshift area for the employees that work up here at DBAT. It's where they keep all their goodies such as balls, gloves, bats, training bats, all that good stuff. So it was kind of the quietest place in this building. So I got access to it. But like I said to you, I was working out. I'm going to work out up here in a little bit. So that's one of the reasons why I'm up here right now.
Well, hey, Jerry DiPoto, Scott Service, Scott Hunter, they'll be very happy to know that we're catching you during a workout period of time. You're not resting on being drafted, which is very cool.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, so we got to talk about the last week or so of your life, man. It has been a whirlwind, I'd have to imagine. First of all, congratulations. The video that we saw of your draft party, man, it's like if all of us combined all of the Thanksgivings that we've had for the last decade and brought all those people into our house, that's how many people were at your draft party. I mean, tell me about the scene before we get to what it was like when you heard your name called.
Yeah, I mean, so so my mom, she loves having a lot of people over in general. So she's just a big family friend person. And so we had all my family, plus my girlfriend's family. And then also we had a bunch of our close family friends in the neighborhood. And we have a lot of close family friends. So you can imagine that doesn't. So she just felt that, everyone that needed to be there. I mean, obviously I'm close with all those people that were there. There's about 50 people there. So, but I am close with all of them. One way or another, we met along the way just throughout childhood or throughout my high school career or anything like that. So those are all local people. And also in college, I met my girlfriend in college. So that was another part to that. But yeah, no, there was around 50 to 60 people there. So it was a big party.
And what was it like, man, when you heard your name called? It looked like, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I mean this in a very good way, it looked like there were some tears there on your end.
Oh yeah, no, there definitely were. I think when I got the call from my advisor, he told me I was going to be a Mariner, and me and my dad were upstairs, and I was filled with emotion. Obviously tears of joy, but yeah, no, I had to kind of clean myself up before I went back downstairs to the big party, and knew I was getting drafted by the Mariners. I think we went down there about 4 picks before it happened, and kind of set it up, set all the cameras up, and everything like that. So it was a really cool experience.
Hey, it's interesting that you described that because you knew what was coming, and yet there must have been this feeling of, I still can't believe it. I mean, clearly that's what it looked like on your face.
100%.
So what is that like when you know what's coming? You know the Mariners are going to pick you. Yeah. You've prepared for this and you're excited, but still the moment when you hear your name.
With the 43rd pick of the 2020 MLB Draft, the Seattle Mariners select outfielder Zach DeLoach.
I imagine, based on your reaction, it's like nothing you could have ever actually prepared for.
Yeah, I mean, I still get choked up about it, but there's so many things as a child that in my childhood, I've always dreamed of getting my name called in the MLB Draft. And I think just hearing it on the TV out loud for everyone to see and to hear, and just with having everyone there that supported me throughout my time. It was just something that I'll always cherish. It's something that I worked really hard for. I think that's probably the most important thing, is just seeing how much I've overcome and seeing how much, work and, just seeing that it paid off right then and there.
So let's talk about some of that. I mean, your numbers, Zach, on the Cape were staggering. I mean, for people who aren't familiar with a collegiate wood bat league, especially the one of the caliber of Cape Cod, the pitcher's tool remains the same, right? The baseball doesn't change. But for you, the hitter, I don't have to tell you, your tool is drastically different. You go from aluminum to wood. Yet you hit 350. You posted an OPS of nearly 970. I mean, this was a breakthrough performance for you that summer. What was it that changed and made you so successful?
So I think to kind of go back on my sophomore year, there was just a lot of uncertainty as far as like I was in and out of the lineup a lot. There wasn't a lot of consistency with my swing. And at the end of the season, fast forward at the end of the season, I just wanted to make a change before I went off into the Cape. And I knew that the Cape was going to give me the best opportunity to kind of come back from what had happened my sophomore year. And so, when I got to the Cape, I had explained to the hitting coach there, Brett Becker for Falmouth. I just told him, I want to simplify everything. I had a lot of movement in my swing as far as like a big leg kick, a lot of hand movement, just didn't really feel consistent with it. And so, we worked on a few things and, as far as calming things down, it started to progressively get better. But really the ultimate, thing that I went to the most major change, I don't consider the changes that I made to be super major. I think my swing has always been there. It's just finding that consistency a little bit. But the biggest change that I made was going from a leg kick to a toe tap. And I think by doing that, it's given me a better timing mechanism as far as like timing up fastball, changeup, curveball. I'm just really able to see the ball a lot better. And ultimately I've laid off some really tough pitches and have been able to hammer the ones that, I see in the zone. And, obviously having to plan too, the mental state, don't forget about the mental state. Cause that was the other key part, was kind of gaining that confidence back, kind of, recognizing certain pitches, what to lay off in certain counts. And so that's a whole nother deal. But I think, you combine all that, and that's what, gave you my performance on the Cape. I'm a big process-oriented guy. I believe that if the process is right, if you're doing things right in the cages, it'll transition to the field. And so that's kind of my, let the results speak for themselves, so to speak.
The idea of spending a summer on Cape Cod, for a lot of people, that would cost them a lot of money. You got to go do that. You got to go there and showcase your talents. You're a Texas guy. Going to Cape Cod. Hopefully you'll be a Texas guy spending a lot of years in Seattle. Seafood on both necks of the woods. Are you a seafood guy?
Oh,
Did you get some
I love all types of food. I definitely love seafood. So I'm very excited. I've already got a few places that I've kind of or seen on YouTube or whatnot that I definitely want to go and try out.
Have you had Dungeness crab before?
I have not.
All right. Well, you'll have to find plenty of Dungeness crab whenever you come.
Aaron, I trust that you'll be able to shoot me some good restaurants here in a little bit.
Hey, I like how you're thinking already, man. This is very nice. Very, very impressive. So, along those lines, it sounds like you've never been to Seattle before?
I've never been to Seattle. That's right. That's correct.
Anywhere in the Pacific Northwest?
I've been to no, I have not. I've actually only been to California, and that's it.
Okay.
So nothing, no Oregon, no Washington, nothing like that.
Okay. So how did you get into playing baseball? Obviously, as a Texas guy, you are in Friday Night Lights territory. How did baseball become such a strong part of your life?
I think my dad was a big influence on that. He had grown up, played baseball through high school, and then redshirted 1 year at Baylor until he decided to go into software. But he was really big into kind of making me a versatile athlete. So I played football, I played basketball, and I played baseball. Those are the big three sports that I always played growing up. From 5 years old is when I started playing baseball, and then I think when I was 10 years old, I started playing tackle football. 9 or 10 years old, I started playing tackle football, and then I played basketball since I was 8. So, growing up doing those three up until my freshman year of high school, I decided to go just straight baseball because I knew that's kind of where my future was going to be. And I just love the game so much. It's truly a humbling game, but it's a game of opportunity. And I think just going back to my youth years, I've always been, a big part to a team, and in the sense that, I want to learn to kind of be a leader. I want to learn to continue to bring people up. I want to help people learn from their mistakes. I want to help people to just understand what is going on. And I think baseball is just such an interesting game in that fact. And I think that's those are a few of the reasons why I love it, is just, I want to obviously help myself, but I want to help people. I want to help others kind of achieve their goals and see what they can do. And it's just a passion that I've always had. I love football. I think football taught me mental toughness. Basketball is more of the endurance, just the endurance part of that. But, everything brings a different, you're working out different muscles. You're working on becoming that complete athlete. And so, it's really just, baseball has always been that love and passion that I didn't have for football or basketball.
So in the American League West, we see the Rangers of what feels like every other week. Are you a big Rangers fan?
I am a big Rangers fan and a Cowboys fan, and I know that doesn't sit well with Seattle. So I know I'm gonna have to. I do like the fact that the Seahawks are the 12th man, though. I will say that being an Aggie, that's definitely something I can get behind.
So when you're not working out, when you're not on the field or at the field, what do you like to do? What are some of the hobbies that you like?
So I recently picked up some sand volleyball. My girlfriend's big into she plays volleyball at Texas Tech, and so on her off time and her off season, she likes to play sand volleyball. And so that's something that I told her I would continue to get better at, and hopefully in about a year or so I'll be able to kind of compete with her a little bit on the just being on a team together. And so that's one. And then also when I'm really bored, I go play disc golf. We have a lot of disc golf places out here in Texas at certain parks. But I love just being outdoors. In general, I love, hunting, fishing, all that good stuff. Obviously here in Texas, it's pretty prime here. So it's, those are some of the things. I mean, just going to Texas A&M, I've met so many people that have either ranches or deer leases or just, things like that. So it's just so cool to see, everyone that, enjoys the same hobbies that I do.
All right, Zach, we will wrap this up with a segment called Quick Pitch. This is our rapid fire question and answer. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, Mr. Outdoors. Would you rather vacation at the beach or vacation at the mountains?
Ooh, beach.
As an outfielder, would you rather have a walk-off home run or the game-winning home run robbing catch?
Game-winning home run robbing catch, for sure.
The run back in is better.
Yeah, it is. You get more, the crowd kind of sees you running, and it's just more, it doesn't happen very often. I mean, that's probably more rare than a walk-off homer, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, I would. I like what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah.
All right, tell me your go-to pizza topping.
Oh. Pepperoni.
Okay. But there was a close second, it sounds like, in there.
Yeah, I would say sausage was another one that I was kind of thinking about, but pepperoni probably top sausage.
Let's go back in the memory bank a little bit. Zach, tell me your first celebrity crush.
Jennifer Aniston.
Wow. Jennifer Aniston's become a popular... I'm very impressive. All right. She's, timeless, very timeless.
Yeah.
Not to go too deep into this.
Hey, Friends, I've watched that a couple times already, so that's good for me.
And now, as a three-sport guy growing up, I'm sure you're going to have a good answer here. Finally, your greatest non-baseball athletic accomplishment.
Ooh. Let's see.
Too many to choose from.
I wouldn't say that. So I meant to tell you this. I ran track and field in middle school. And probably I won. So I competed in the long jump, triple jump, the 100 meter, 200 meter dash, and the 4x1 relay. And I went to our district championship in middle school, and both 7th and 8th grade, I never, though in that year, in those 2 years, I never got below 3rd place in a race or in a competition. So I have a ton of 1st place ribbons, a few 2nd place, and a few 3rd place, but I've never gotten below. I've always been in the top 3 in all those categories. So I think that's probably my most proud accomplishment from kind of back in the day.
Yeah, man, that's well-rounded. What was your best event out of all those?
Probably long jump. I almost beat our district record. I jumped as an 8th grader, I jumped nearly a 20 feet. I jumped like a 19.8 in the 3/4 or something like that, and the record was like 19.9.5, I think. So, I mean, that was pretty good for my age, I guess.
All right, so we'll be looking forward to some diving catches in the outfield at T-Mobile Park one day, hopefully very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
Zach, we appreciate you carving out some time from your workout, man. It's great to meet you. We are really, really excited for you and all the things that you're going to be bringing to the Mariners organization, and we hope that we can meet you face-to-face at some point real soon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Can't wait to get started.